Anyway, I don't have a lot of other stories, funny enough. I only have like 3 more because the rest of the rest of my vacation was pretty tame. To give you an idea of what happened, you know, Christmas, it was nice, it was chill. I had a few drinks. We played the elf drinking game. It seems to be our new yearly tradition. I made it a lot farther in. I did get somewhat drunk. I did mix drinks. I had a Cosmo on top of my soju, and it was a good time. It was a good Christmas. And then the next day, we didn't do anything. It was awesome. I did. Hey, Cozy Candy, thank you for the sub. So at one point, I did have to go out, and this was before, I think I did this either on Christmas Day. No, I did this on Christmas Eve. So Hayden wanted to get a new phone, and they did. And I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to get a new laptop. So at first I was looking into MacBooks, and then I found out, hey, Aki.
I missed you.
Oh, no, not COVID.
For Christmas and have missed much, but congrats on CyYuVtuber.
Hope you're feeling better.
Zero. She's gorgeous.
I'm glad. So chat, I did so Hayden got a new phone, and I was planning to get a MacBook, right? Because I was like, I wanted to. Anytime I'm in the middle of telling you. Hey, Adis, thank you for the 12 months.
Opening to the 3rd season of Link Click?
I have not.
If not, will you react to it?
I mean, we can check it out, but it'll probably get copyrighted. Anyway, okay. So I was wanting to get a MacBook, and I was like, damn, this new MacBook is kind of expensive. And if you're wondering why I've been trying to get a new laptop, it's because I was like, well, I want to get a laptop to be able to do more song covers. And what do I mean by that? So I travel a lot for conventions, right? I travel a lot for conventions. And I want to be able to have those songs ready to be sent off to get mixed within a certain amount of time. If not, I will forget, which I clearly have. So I wanted to get on top of it so then I can mix some stuff. And also, the workaholic in me during vacation, I needed to do something. So at first I was going to get a MacBook, right? And then we were looking at Best Buy for like sales or whatever. And I found this laptop. Hey, Galaxy Andy VT.
Sorry for interrupting. Just wanted
thank you for saying sorry.
13 months.
Hey, thank you for the 13 months.
Had a good Christmas.
Yeah, it was good. So I found this laptop. It was an Asus laptop, and it was OLED. It had a 4070. And I was like, wow. And it was 14 inches, which I'm like, that's a pretty small laptop with a 4070. Expensive? It was actually more than half the price of the MacBook I was looking at. I think I got it for $1,500, which I was pleasantly surprised at, because the original asking price is, I think, like $2,000 something with OLED. Simba, I know, brother. I know. I went to Best Buy. The Best Buy I was looking at, they only had the 4060, and that was going for like $1,300. And I was like, I know I saw a 4071. So I asked the guy, and they're like, oh, the closest one is this way. And I was like, okay, bet. So I go, and like, yeah, we have it. And I bought this 14-inch OLED Asus laptop with a 4070. I can't remember how many gigs. I want to say 12 gigs of RAM for $1,500, which to me, that's a steal. Not even to me. That's just a steal, right? And I was like, well, damn. I was expecting to spend like $3,000 to $4,000. Thank God I didn't have to. Hey, Sonny, thank you for the tier 1. So I was like, I've always wanted those AirPod Max headphones to have on the go, but Best Buy didn't have them. They told me, oh, those are for the next day. And I was like, for Christmas Day? So I went over to the Apple store. To be more specifically, chat, I went on Christmas Eve, the 24th. I went to the Apple store in a mall called The Falls. If you guys don't know, The Falls is this just shopping mall over in Miami, like in Florida. And I went over there. That's literally the mall I used to go to when I was growing up. And I was like, okay, it was like an outdoorsy mall. That's just what it is. And that's one of the only places near me that had like that had an Apple store. Because the other places that had it, like, and this was like 30-40 minutes out from where I was staying, right? So I go get the AirPods, and like, is that all of you, all for today? And I was like, yep, that's it. And as I'm walking out, some person goes, Merry Christmas. And I was like, thank you. I turn, and they're like, hey. And it took me a second, but it was like someone I had known from high school. And I was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And they were working there. They were working there. And I was like, it was one of those where I'm like, I recognize your face. For the life of me, I cannot remember your name. But hi, how's it going? That's crazy. How have you been? And they know all about, like, my voice acting endeavors because I've been posting more on Instagram. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then apparently they know about voiceover because they just very subtly go, yeah, I have a friend that worked on that new Lord of the Rings movie as a background actor. And I was like, oh, that's sick as shit. Awesome. And she's like, well, I won't keep you. And I was like, yeah, Christmas, haha, bye. So I literally like decked out of there. I was like, man, that was fucking weird. And I was like, I wonder how many people recognize me. And then I just started shifting around and I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here. Hey, Sakura Maddie, thank you for the sub. So I decided to leave.
Had an amazing time watching your streams.
Oh, well, thank you.
Being lucky enough to meet you at a con this year. Here's to 2025. CyYuVtuber.
Oh, well, thanks. Man, oh, okay. And Tari, thank you. Thank you for the 36 months. Sakura.
Hey, Sayu.
Yes.
I love the new model. It looks amazing.
Thank you. But yeah, I was like, let me get the hell out of here. Right. And, you know, then Christmas happened and it was nice. And it was so cool. It was just a good old time. And chat, with that laptop, you know what I did? I 100%ed Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Chat, I absolutely love that game. Literally, that's how I distracted myself. Which, by the way, not only that, so with that laptop and those headphones, I did two things. Every day, I did something of work. So I got that laptop on the 24th, and I sent off 4 new songs to get mixed. It would have been 5, but the 5th one, I heard the pain in my voice. So I was like, I'm not mixing that. So I sent off 4 songs some that I had sung over a year ago. So just a heads up, the laptop is being used for song covers. All right, chat, that's all I'm saying. So next year, the bare minimum I want to do is 12 songs, but I definitely want to do way more. But yeah, just keep an eye out. We actually do have a brand new song cover coming out tomorrow. So if you guys know, then you guys know. But if not, just stay tuned because I will be showing it off tomorrow. So yeah, and on top of that, I played Indiana Jones. So during the morning, I would mix a song, then I'd switch over and play Indiana Jones on the Great Circle. And chat, this laptop ran it pretty goddamn well. Better than my Asus ROG Ally. Like, this laptop was doing pretty good work. Not gonna lie. Liz the Star, thank you for the raid. Yeah, it was sick. I will say some frame rate loss here and there, which was very interesting. Some frame rate loss here and there, which is okay. Nothing crazy. It was just lighting. It was really cool. And I 100%ed the game. Here's my biggest advice. If you are going to play Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Sukutai is fucking annoying. Sukutai is just such a pain in the ass. And with that boat, you know, it's a pain in the ass. Hey, what up, Scarlet? But yeah, grab, if you're doing the cogwheel thing, grab all the cogwheels. Grab all the little ones. Grab all the little cogwheels, chat, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it. Also, I watched every single Indiana Jones movie again. Like, we watched Last Crusade. We watched Last Crusade. We watched The Crystal Skull. We watched The Dial of Destiny. And then we rewatched Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom. And I have to say, chat, before, Temple of Doom used to be my least favorite movie. After rewatching all of the Indiana Jones movies, my ranking is, for me, Raiders at the top, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Crystal Skull, Dial of Destiny. It's crazy because before I rewatched Temple of Doom, I was like, Crystal Skull is better than Temple of Doom. But I will say this, chat. I will say this. Crystal Skull is not as bad as you remember. And that is my hot take. Digital Eevee, thank you for the 5 months. Crystal Skull is not as bad as you remember. Crystal Skull, the worst thing about Crystal Skull is the UFO. And when all the skeletons came together and it became fleshy. I feel if it had stayed skeletons, it would have been fine. Because, man, the Crystal Skull, the way it starts, and throughout the entirety of the movie, I'm like, this is an Indiana Jones movie. This does Indiana Jones better than Temple of Doom. Because, chat, I'm telling you right now, my new hyperfixation is Indiana Jones if you haven't picked up on it. But here's the thing, right? And you're gonna have to hear this. Indiana Jones, right? The Temple of Doom. We watched a documentary, and Steven, and I remember the first time I watched Temple of Doom, I was like, Temple of Doom just doesn't seem like an Indiana Jones movie. Like, it feels like they gave Harrison like James Bond, and he seems more like Han. He seems more like Han Solo than Indiana Jones, which is, because there is a difference in the way he, like, obviously it's the same actor, but there is a difference between the way Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones and Han Solo. Now, mind you, Temple of Doom does take place before Raiders of the Lost Ark, which makes a little more sense. But here's what happened. My parents would never show me. Honestly, Temple of Doom, I understand why they wouldn't show you. It's actually pretty dark. But rewatching Temple of Doom after watching that documentary, the documentary, Steven Spielberg says that what he wanted for Temple of Doom was to make people question if they were watching an Indiana Jones movie. Like, the beginning was meant to be a hoodwink. But then I'm like, if that's the thing, if the thing is that you want to hoodwink people into not thinking this is Indiana Jones, then why is this the only movie where you plaster the logo? Because if you watch every Indiana Jones movie, not once do they ever use the giant, bold Indiana Jones logo. They use this black and white text that says Indiana Jones and, you know, The Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, this, that, and the third, right? Even in the Great Circle, they use the exact same font and the way it looks. But Temple of Doom is the only time they go starring Harrison Ford. Like, they do this whole thing. And I'm like, what? We haven't even seen Indiana yet. Like, what do you, anyway. However, the way I see Temple of Doom is like one of the side quests in the Great Circle. Because that's really what it feels like. And that's not a bad thing. If anything, it made me enjoy it more. I will say though, if you want to know where I put the Great Circle in this list, because for me, it's Raiders, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Crystal Skull, Dial of Destiny. I want to put the Great Circle over the Last Crusade so goddamn bad. But at this point, it's like right next to it. The Great Circle is such a good game, but it's very buggy. It still has a bunch of bugs, and that's like, if you're trying to 100%, it has a lot of bugs. I don't think you notice the bugs as much when you're just doing the story, but if you're playing the game to 100%, you're gonna notice so many glitches. Like there's a boss battle, right, near the end of the game that you beat, and you kill this thing, but then when you leave or you come back to 100% the area, it shows that this thing is still around. I'm like, bitch, I killed you. What do you mean? But it's not actually there. It's just the animation is still playing. Gallery of Galaxies, thank you for the 8 months. It's buggy, but it's not unplayable. And if it wasn't as buggy, I would probably put it over Last Crusade. Not even a full respawn? No, I'm actually glad it's not a full respawn. Because, bro, I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified. However, I love Last Crusade. But if you want a continuation, if you want an in-between of Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade, this is it. Like, it really is the in-between. And I do think Indiana Jones from now on needs to be video games. Because after watching the Dial of Destiny, here's the craziest part. I know that I'm on this tangent about this, and I'm not even done all the stories, but the Dial of Destiny is supposed to be good. Just watching the behind the scenes and hearing them talk about that movie, it's meant to be good, but it's not. There are so many callbacks in Dial of Destiny. No bad Jones movies. I don't think Dial of Destiny is bad necessarily, but I do think it's the weakest of all the movies because it's a lot of cliches. It starts off real strong. And I gotta say, the technology. This model reminded me of Mother. Oh, really? That's really funny. They're very funny. They're very talented. Dude, in Dial of Destiny, the way it starts in the technology to put Harrison Ford's like younger face over his older face is quite surprising. Wrong. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the weakest. I need you to rewatch it. Because I promise you it's Dial of Destiny. And the crazy part is, there are parts of Dial of Destiny and parts of Temple of Doom. Like, I feel that the villain of the Great Circle is a combination of the Dial of Destinies and the Nazi from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Because I have to say, Voss in the Great Circle is one of my favorite Indiana Jones films. I've never seen any of them. I highly recommend. They're a lot of fun. Dude, even the Atomic Fridge. Have you rewatched?
What's your favorite Indiana Jones MacGuffin?
Indiana Jones MacGuffin. Like, bro, okay, can we talk about this? So many people give that scene so much shit. Like, bro, so many people give the fucking Indiana Jones in a refrigerator surviving a nuclear blast. Yes, it's fucking ridiculous. Have you seen any of the other shit in Indiana Jones? Them literally surviving a drop from a plane while being on a fucking little goddamn tube. Like, there are so many. You guys are insane. You guys are crazy. There are so many instances where they clearly should have died. Yes, why do people shit on the refrigerator scene but not getting his heart ripped? Bro, there are it's just crazy. Hey, Balada, thank you for the 6 months.
Sorry for interrupting.
So he is Nathan Drake?
Merry
No,
Christmas
Nathan
and
Drake is
Happy
based
New Year.
off Indiana Jones.
Love.
But if you like Uncharted, watch Indiana Jones. Because Indiana Jones is just slapstick version Uncharted. And it's such a blast. I don't think, I have thought about playing that, Grim. I don't think any of the Indiana Jones movies are bad, but I do think Dial of Destiny is the weakest. And here's why, chat. And here's why. Here's why. Because what they wanted Dial of Destiny to be, they already did in the Crystal Skull. Where like Indy's older, and I get it. Like, you know, the whole theme is retirement. It's all about time and passing. I get it. But there's so many things the way it's written that makes me go, this feels like it was written by Disney. Does that make sense? Because if you don't know what happens, so Dial of Destiny starts with Indiana Jones retiring not just from archaeology, but retiring from his college.
What is
And hell, he's not even
the other two
in.
were based off her, or was it the other way around?
What is Lara Croft then? The other two were based off her? No. I'm pretty sure Lara Croft is also based off Indiana Jones. Because Indiana Jones was 80s. 1981 was the very first Indiana Jones. But here's my thing. The problem is Dial of Destiny gives us, it wants to give so much love to Indiana Jones, because clearly the guy that directed the movie and wrote the movies, like, they clearly love Indiana Jones, right? Because there's so many references, right? However, it's like, if you're gonna have him retire, he's not even retiring from the college we knew him studying at. Like, he's not even in his childhood home. Like, he's not in the, well, he wasn't in his childhood home in the first 3 anyway, except for the flashback sequence. He's not in the home that we know him in, right? He's not in, like, the reason him and Marion split up again, spoilers, like, and they split up because of depression because their son passed away, aka Shia LaBeouf, which, I mean, you know, fair. Like, if Shia LaBeouf went through a lot of stuff, and if you guys don't know, Shia LaBeouf actually wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Like, I'm just, you know, it wasn't bad. No, you haven't missed Ithaca. But yeah, it's just, it's a lot. The setup, the beginning is such an Indiana Jones. Sam Wiki, shut the fuck up. But yes, he enlisted and died in the war. And the whole point of the Dial of Destiny is time travel, which I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, you really need to watch every Indiana Jones movie. You really need to watch every Indiana Jones movie if you think that it doesn't fall in line with the other Indiana Jones movies. Like, every Indiana Jones movie has had some supernatural religious bullshit, right? Like, that's just the way it is. Raiders of the Lost Ark was the Ark of the Covenant. Temple of Doom was Shiva, like literally a different religion. And the Aki, no, Temple of Doom, not Temple of Dune. Last Crusade, the Holy Grail. Crystal Skull, talking about a Mayan religion. It's always been about religion. And Dial of Destiny is, oh God, I don't even remember, like, specifically the mechanism. It starts off as it starts off about the lance or the sword that stabbed Jesus Christ. Like, that is the way that Indiana Jones the Dial of Destiny starts, but that's the hoodwink. That's not the purpose of that. But then, like, everything, the way the new female character is written is kind of insufferable. Like, there are parts that I like about her, but parts that I don't. Her motivation isn't fully there. Like, it's just not, I don't know. It didn't insult me. And then, literally, her and her companion Teddy is a reference, a literal reference to Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones, and Short Round. Like, that is literally the reference. It's just that she's literally repeating. She is following in Indiana Jones's footsteps verbatim without even realizing it. Her father wasn't around, so she goes off looking for archaeological artifacts to sell them off to highest bidders. Like, that is literally what Indiana Jones was. Peachy Pie, thank you for the 5 gifted. I do agree, Royal Rat. There's one line in Dial of Destiny that really pissed me off. And Teddy said it. The line where he goes, we didn't get into this for the right reasons. Or it's like, we got into this for the wrong reasons. And that is to sell art. And when I heard that line, I was like, that is possibly the most Disney-ass line I've heard. Like, if quote-unquote, you know, the Disney writing, you know, how people describe it, that line really took me out of it. Yeah. But honestly, like, this movie was fun. When it was Indiana and, oh God, the actor, Mac Mickelson, when it was them, I was in. When the other two characters, like, there's like so many things I liked about it and so many things I didn't. So, I don't think it's bad. I do think the point of the dial was pointless. I do think the point of the dial was pointless. In my opinion. However, I will say this. To go back to the Great Circle, to go back to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle does everything the Indiana Jones movies does, and just, it's so good. The villain is great. The jokes are funny. You're sneaking around. Like, some of the shit that's in this game is wild. Like, which is why it's so hard. I don't want to put it over Last Crusade, but I will definitely put it on par with Last Crusade. I am telling you, if you like Indiana Jones, if you like Uncharted, if you like just treasure hunt, play The Great Circle. It's so good. All that to say, that's what I did on vacation. I literally binged all of the Indiana Jones movies again. I literally played through The Great Circle. Like, I beat The Great Circle before I left for vacation, and then I 100%ed it when I got to Florida. And now I have all the achievements in the game, and it was super fun, and highly recommend checking it out. It's gonna be my new hyperfixation. I will definitely be playing the DLC when it drops. And yeah, that's what I did. I do still have 2 more stories. Were you Jones and Bray? Oh yes, I am. It got, dude, I'm so hooked on that shit. I even bought myself another version of the game, a collector's edition of the Steam version, just so I can have a physical, like, the physical globe that the collector's edition comes with. And I'm actually tempted to go through the game again because they just introduced real path tracing, which I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's apparently real ray tracing, and the game looks so good in that shit. So CyYu model will have a fedora. I'm not gonna lie, I've been tempted to get an Indiana Jones model. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I got a few more. Anyway, real quick in relation to CyYu. So, I have a sister, if you guys don't know. And my sister, also, if you guys didn't know, I had merch. I worked with Robbie Damon, and we you know, we sold a bunch of shirts and sweaters and leggings and all this stuff, or joggers, whatever. And, you know, a lot of people have the merch, and it's really cool. My sister wanted some of the merch, right? My sister wanted some of the merch, and I asked Robbie if I could get some. And he hooked me up, and, you know, I gave some to my sister and my family. And my sister wears it on occasion because she thinks it's comfortable, right? And my sister tells me that apparently a dude apparently saw my merch. Hey, thank you for the prime.
I saw Robbie in a CyYu shirt at
You
Anime
did!
Frontier.
You did! He was wearing a CyYu sweatshirt, and it was great. It was awesome. But apparently a dude walks up to my sister wearing my CyYu shirt. He did not recognize that it was CyYu. I don't want to slow your molasses, chat. And this douche goes, "You don't look like an anime girl." My sister responded. My sister responded with, "This is my brother's merch." And the guy goes, "Oh, would I know him?" And my sister, being the badass she is, she goes, "I wouldn't know. You don't seem like an anime guy." So, yeah. Don't be a douche. I love my sister. She's so goddamn funny.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That's why she's a lawyer. So I only have 2 more stories. Hey, Scar of the Sea, thank you for the 11 months. I thought everybody's apologizing
Sorry to
today.
interrupt, but yay, 11 months.
Let's go, 11
Glad
months.
you had a nice vacation, Cy. You deserve it.
Aw, thanks.
I'm sick right now, so this is
Oh,
making
no.
me smile a bit extra. Thanks for always brightening up my week.
I'm sorry you're not feeling great. Hey, Melodic Turn
I
Tech.
hope that you had a good
Thank you for the
holiday,
sub.
CyYu.
I did. All right. So, I have 2 more stories. So, we had just gotten, I think, lunch. And me and my sister were dropping off my dad. Right? We're driving, and my dad sees a Chick-fil-A. Chat, I don't like Chick-fil-A. Apart from the, you know, blatant homophobic that they are, you know. I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A, right? I just think it's bland. I don't think it's good chicken. It's just bad. Anyway, my dad was shitting on Chick-fil-A. He was like, "Yeah, I don't understand why Chick-fil-A has such a long line. You know, it's overrated." And I was like, "I agree." And my sister's like, "Yeah, it's not even that great." And my dad goes, "But you know what is good?" And me and my sister are like, "Oh God." And he goes, "They just opened up one down the street. That Raising Cane's, that shit is fire." And my sister's like, "Yes, that shit is good." I've never thought I'd hear my dad talk about Raising fucking Cane's, chat. He's like, "Bro, when you just want a chicken tender, God, Wendy's wishes it was this good. This shit is great." I was like, "Hey, yo." And my sister's like, "Yeah, and the sauce." And I was like, "Yeah, and the toast." It was so goddamn funny. It was, I appreciate the hell out of that. I was like, hell yeah. This guy gets it. This guy gets it. Oh, man. Oh, man. And here's the crazy part. You are right. Raising Cane's is not the out of this world, outer body experience. But if you're just craving some chicken tendies and some crinkle cut fries, you know, it just hits that spot that you need. It just hits that spot. You know? It just hits that spot. That's all I'm saying. Now, chat, I have been saving this last story. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if they're in chat. Because they did respond to me on Twitter. But I did get recognized in a place I never thought I'd get recognized. It was actually wild. It was actually crazy. So, for those of you who don't know, I grew up Catholic. My mom, still very Catholic. And for her birthday, she was like, "Are you coming to church with me? ¿Vas a misa conmigo?" And I'm like, are you asking me or are you telling me? Because what do you like? What do you want? And she goes, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow." And I was like, "So you're okay? We're going to church." We're going to church. We go to church, and if you've never been to a Catholic church, it looks. If you weren't raised Catholic, I'm gonna be honest, I was. And, you know, I still believe in God. Like, you know, that's just my religious belief. Everybody has their own religious belief, or don't. You know, whatever. More power to you. You know. It looks a little culty. I'm just gonna be honest. It really does. It really does. If you've never been, and your very first experience, it's just, we just have to be factual, actual. You know what I mean? You know. Like, let's just be honest, right? Anyway, my fault. You got it, hum. With the way your model is built, I believe in God. You're so funny, bro. Anyway, but right. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was very weird. I didn't agree with the things the deacon was saying. He was very bad at his analogies. And my mom told me, it's like, "That wasn't the best sermon. I'm sorry, mijito." And I was like, "Sure, whatever." White church or black? Hispanic. Anyway. The fuck did I just do? What was that? Anyway. Anyway. We're all leaving. My mom is apologizing, and I was like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's fine." Walking away, and someone pokes me on the side. I was like, "Oh, is it someone I know again?" And it's this girl. And she goes, "Hi, I'm sorry. Are you Alejandro Saab?" And I was like, Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And, bless my mom's heart. Bless my mom's heart. She thought it was another high school friend. Turns out it's a fan. Yep, that's right. I got spotted at church, of all places. And super sweet, super nice girl. She was nothing wrong with her. Her name is Isabella. And I'm only saying this because she literally responded to me on Twitter. Literally just, it's crazy. And she goes, "Oh my God, I was going to meet you at MegaCon," which is in Orlando. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna be at MegaCon. She's like, "Yeah, a couple of my friends the other day said they saw you at the falls. Remember that shit? Remember how I said I gotta get the fuck out of here? Remember how I said at the mall that I gotta leave? My sixth sense, my spidey sense was fucking tingling because Isabella confirmed that her friends were at the mall. And they all said, "We swore we saw Alejandro." And I was like, I gotta get out.
8 months. Happy holidays, CyYu. Sorry, I'm late.
Thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate it.
Did I miss the reaction?
No, you haven't. Anyway, she goes, "Is it okay if we take a picture?" And I tell her, "Yes, but can we do it
Sorry for
outside?"
interrupting, but speaking of recognizing you, I had an appointment and the person I talked to looked exactly like you.
But it
was
wasn't me.
crazy.
But literally, I was like, "Can we do it outside the church?" It'd be kind of messed up if God is watching. He's like, "Hey, what the? Hey, this is my, get out. You're gonna do it, get out of here." Anyway, so we took a picture. And I go up to my mom. And she's like, "Oh, who's your friend?" And I was like, "That wasn't a friend. That was a fan." Get out. Let's get out of here. And at first I thought, oh, it's an Alejandro fan. That's fine. And then they responded to me on Twitter. They're a CyYu fan. So, they definitely have seen this model. Moral of the story is I can never go back to Florida again, which is fine. But those are all my stories for my vacation. They wanted a picture with the sinful VTuber at church en la misa. Crazy. They could be in chat. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. But they were lovely. They were really nice and super respectful. So hey, Koku, thank you for the sub. But yeah, that was my vacation. So yeah, I'll be in Florida in February for MegaCon. So I'll see you guys there. Oh man. Yeah, I just getting recognized in church is probably the craziest thing. That that was actually wild. Oh man. All right. Anyway. Any hoozle, chat.